Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about wrapping, and we're going to wrap this tree up. So as I've mentioned before, I do wrap my branches so they don't move, and once you put jumper rings in a chain, it will move your branch. So the way we're going to do this, first we're going to wire. I'm using 24 gauge wire because it's very flexible. This tree was made, I think I actually did a tutorial with this tree with 22 gauge wire. We're going to have to wrap more in between because of the big spaces. For example, like this one here, you can see that. It just went from one to the other. I didn't have to put any wire in between. Okay. The way I like to measure, I don't like to run out in the middle. I like to cut a piece of wire, go around the hoop, and leave room. If I end up having enough to make a small 3-inch hoop, I'll put this to the side in a bag with the 3-inch piece of pre-cut wire. So we're going to go about there. Enough to go around it. Oops. Let's see. Did I just unfocus? I don't want to fall out of focus for this wrapping. So the way I do it, I like to bring my wire up and put it around this first branch. I like to put it down. Oh, give me a hard time. My goodness. Okay. And I like to bring it over, and I like to cut it the same length that we always cut. I need this to put my wire in. Okay, I'm going to take the tweezers or pliers. I'm going to use tweezers and push that down. And bend it so that it's not sharp. Now what I like to do is, well, before I wrap, I'm going to show you what to do. Move your branches in the way you want them to be held. You can slide them up, just be gentle. And you can change them as you go. I do like the way that looks. It's full and I like it. So it can get a little tricky with such a long piece of wire. I actually overcut this. Okay, so now I'm going to go across this one. Just stick my wire in that space. Sorry guys, I'm losing my voice. I don't know why. Can you see? I'm just gonna check. I think it's good. Okay, so we went right across this wire at the top branch. I could go right across, but I think it's too much of a space. I don't think it'll look good. So I'd rather just do it an extra time. And always pull it. Don't be afraid to pull it on the in-betweens, and nothing's going to break. This also helps your tree with flexibility. It tightens it up. Am I out of focus? Ugh. Give it a little tug. can still move them a little bit. I definitely cut this too long. I wonder, no, I don't like it like that. I'd rather do it one extra time. Watch your eyes when you pull this through. If it's long enough to reach you, long enough to cut you. I've done that. The reason I started wrapping is because I did have a tree hanging in my front hall window, and everything pulled down from where I put the chain for hanging, and I had a big space, and it just looked awful. So now that's not going to happen. I do it on all my work, even the little ones, the 3-inch, which today I'm going to make one of those, and I'm putting it with the, I usually use the 24 gauge wire because it's more flexible, but I already made the tree. I twisted it out, and I did it with the rose color wire, and that's a 22 gauge. So I've done it before with the 22 gauge. It's just a little more pokey, not as bendable. It has a positive and a negative. It's a little bit more difficult to work with. Like, this is like string. The 22 gauge is not as flexible, but the tree is thicker because the wire is thicker. But I think that my sudden loss of voice is, my voice is way of saying that I talk too much. Okay guys, we're almost at the end. I got several requests on wrapping. So here it is. We're almost at the end. If you've noticed, when I go to the next one, I always hold, always support your work. When you're beading, when you're wrapping, when you're twisting a little leaf, just support your work. Okay, we're coming up to the last branch. And I want to make sure that you can see what I do. I just went to the space before it, and now I'm going to cross over that last one, like that. And now I'm going to bring it up. And over. You can cut it there if you want. I'm not. Now, your branches are nice and tight, and they're not going to slide on you. Sorry about that. So what you do is you give it a little snip right there, and this wire that won't be long enough. Okay. After you snip it, just take this little wire, put it down under, and then bring it up the same way you always do, so there are no sharp edges. And then just close it up. There. And there you have it. Your tree is secure, and it doesn't look bad. You can't really even notice it. And that'll do it. If you have any questions, leave me an email or a comment. Have a great day, guys.